And chat, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to Zero Escape Virtue's Last Reward. Let's just jump right back into it. I believe we had just finished a room. Oh, no, we got an ending. All right. Come on, finish the intro again. All right. Yeah, we got a dead end. So we're gonna ally in AB Game Round 2. Let's see where that takes us. Look at Dio's smoke face on that save file screen, yeah.
Sigma?
Ally!
What did you choose, Sigma?
I chose ally. You didn't see me push the button?
No.
Huh. Well, you'll know in a moment. Let's go. I gave her a light pat on the shoulder and headed toward the wall where the results would be displayed. You untreacherous non-betrayer, yeah.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed.
Time to get left behind.
Please direct your attention to the results screen.
All right, Dio didn't get out. All right, we've got 4 people at 8 points.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated.
So why is this a dead end? A dead end.
So you chose ally, huh?
Sure did. Yeah. Quark is sick, a kid, and unable to vote. I couldn't bring myself to betray someone like that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No need to thank me. I only did what anyone would have. Anyone except Dio. So you guys chose ally too, huh?
Of course. Tenmyoji had only 1 BP left, and he was guaranteed to vote ally. So there's no way we could betray somebody in that position.
If we had, then he'd...
Yeah, you didn't have much choice. Alice, Kay, and Dio, on the other hand, seem to have had a less pleasant round.
Hey, what the hell is your problem? You're either crazy or just an asshole. Were you trying to kill me?
No, nothing like that.
Well then, what was it like? If we'd voted ally,
It's Dio. You had no choice but to betray him.
You would be dead. The needles in your bracelet would have activated, killing you.
See? That's
Thanks for
exactly
the
what I'm
frank
talking about.
assessment, Kay.
I didn't think there was any way in hell you guys would choose ally, not with Alice's BP at 1. The only way you could possibly vote was betray. Picking ally when I knew you guys would pick betray would have been suicide.
you can't die. You've got 6 BP.
Well, maybe not immediately, no. But I would have been signing my own death warrant. Heck, not just mine.
Since when are you a guy who says heck, Dio?
Everyone except Kay's.
What?
Didn't you think it through? Your vote was always gonna be betray. Let's say I was a raving lunatic and picked ally. What would happen to Kay's BP?
6 plus 3 would make 9.
See? then it'd be game over. Life over. He'd open the number 9 door and blow this popsicle stand. And that'd leave us twisting in the wind, living out the rest of our miserable lives stuck in this place. You see? That's why I chose Betray. I did it to save all our necks, including yours.
Yeah, sure you did, Dio. Alice gritted her teeth and scowled fiercely at Dio, apparently trying to think of a rebuttal, before finally snorting indignantly and stalking away. Hey, Space Mano, which you're probably not hearing because you're watching an ad. Never mind. Shortly thereafter, the warehouse was filled with the rumbling sound of the doors sliding shut.
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 3 of the Ambidex game will be the Star Round. Star keys are required to open the gates. There is no set limit on usage of the Star keys. The Ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
As many times as we want, huh? Then that means...
We can play the AB game, right?
Hey, didn't Zero Jr. say something about this?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically. The parent solo assignments hop around a bit too.
Yeah, he did. Can you guys all show me your bracelets? I want to see what all our colors and groups are this time. Within moments, a series of wrists were extended for me to examine. Red Solo is K. Luna's a cyan pair. Phi, I think, is a cyan pair. I'm a green Solo. Clover's a magenta pair. And Alice is a magenta pair. Oh, and... Or maybe the green Solo was Dio, and I'm a blue Solo. I see. Luna and Clover are a cyan pair, and Phi and Alice are a magenta pair. The remaining 3 are all Solos. K is red, Dio is green, and I'm blue. So how are the groups supposed to work for the next round? I think the next doors are going to be those white ones down in the Floor B warehouse.
Yeah, I heard about those. Alice told me about them while we were here waiting for you and Clover. I think I've got them figured out.
Yeah, so lay it out for us. How are the groups going to shake out this time? Phi nodded and began to explain. Option A. Tenmyoji and Quark, yellow, pair up with me, blue, to open one door. Phi and Alice, magenta, pair up with Dio, green, to open another door. Oh, what if Tenmyoji and Quark have disappeared and I can't go through a door? Well, no, there are multiple options. Luna and Clover, cyan, pair up with K, red, to open the last one.
Oh? Is there only one option?
Yes.
Oh, well, I guess. Maybe it's a dead end because Tenmyoji and Quark disappear and I can't go through a door.
No other combinations would be able to open the secondary doors. Admittedly, Tenmyoji and Quark aren't here for us to check, but I'm sure they're the yellow pair. If they weren't, then Sigma would be stuck without anybody he could pair up with.
Oh, yeah, that's about to happen, I'll bet.
Oh, God. I never thought I'd have to put up with Dio again.
Well, you just didn't think hard enough then. Sooner or later, everybody puts up with Dio.
Oh,
Wait.
fuck off!
So, what should we do now? It looks like we have a lot of time until the primary doors open.
An hour 21. Yeah, about 80 minutes.
I'm worried about Quark's condition. Those pods can't cure Radical 6. He still needs help.
Well, we don't have anything to lose, so we might as well look for that medicine. Excelivir, right?
Wait, everyone's alive in this timeline. What if this is the medicines? What if this is the... What if I'm about to hit a new branch that was hidden behind a dead end?
Yeah. What about the rest of you?
Oh, I'll help.
As will I.
Me too.
Fine. I guess I can help.
What about you, Sigma?
Of course I'll help. What kind of a jerk wouldn't? Dio.
Okay. We should split up and search.
After some discussion, Dio and Kay were assigned to the pantry, Luna and Alice to the treatment center, and Clover, Phi, and myself to the pressure exchange chamber.
Shall we regroup in the Floor B warehouse 10 minutes before the doors open?
We all nodded. Kay turned to Alice and Luna.
You are going to the treatment center, correct?
Yes.
Then please remember to tell Tenmyoji where we intend to meet and when.
Okay.
You must also remember to bring Quark with you. I am concerned about removing him from the pod, but it can't be helped. Without Quark's bracelet, Sigma and Tenmyoji will be unable to open the secondary door.
Right. Good. Looks like we got all that straightened out. Let's go.
With a final nod to one another, we split up, each team heading in a different direction. So, this is the pressure exchange chamber.
No, this is the prep room. There are 2 levels. The actual pressure exchange chamber is downstairs.
How do you know that?
Alice told me. She was one of the people who investigated this room.
Did you talk to her when you were waiting for us back in the warehouse?
Yeah.
Well, let's head downstairs then.
Good idea.
We're not going to find medicine in here. So this is the real thing.
Seems like it.
Why do they have something like this here?
Well, this is just what Alice told me, but...
Apparently, the pressure inside the facility was a lot higher than the pressure outside. That was part of a system designed to keep the virus from getting in. It did mean, however, that we'd need to go through a decompression process in order to get outside.
Remember all those suits along the wall of the prep room? Those keep you from getting infected. We won't even be able to enter the pressure exchange chamber if we don't have them on.
Yeah, how many suits are in this room? Because if there's only 4, the game is not designed for everybody to get out if by a miracle everybody chooses ally all the time. I see. Whoa, 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 whoa. Then that newspaper article was right?
Unfortunately, that seems pretty likely.
So the air out there is teeming with Radical 6.
Yeah.
Okay, how is the entire atmosphere of Earth saturated with Radical 6?
Something's been bothering me.
What is it?
Aren't you saying that if we put on those suits, we can go into the pressure exchange chamber and go outside, right?
Oh. No, we can't do that. The door beyond the pressure exchange chamber is locked up tight.
Damn it. Just one door between us and freedom.
Well, if you look at it that way, it's the same as the number 9 door.
Okay, yeah, but...
Whatever. We need to be focusing on finding that Accelavir. Quark needs it.
Yeah, you're right.
I'll go look around upstairs. You 2 take this floor, all right?
Got it.
Okay.
What is that on the floor? We looked everywhere we could think of, but turned up nothing. Eventually, I couldn't keep my mouth shut any longer. Hey, what do you think the deal is with this stuff about the world being infested with some crazy virus? A pandemic seems like it would make the news, but I don't remember hearing anything. Wait a minute. You mentioned it, didn't you? Back when Dio was asking questions? We were in the infirmary. It was right after Quark lost it.
Any of you guys heard anything about any sort of viral pandemic?
Well, no. But
And then Alice said,
I have heard rumors about a virus being used as a bioweapon.
I wonder if the virus is being used as a bioweapon by Dio's cult. Yeah, I think that's the conclusion I came to last time, because Quark was trying to separate from his body. So what's the rumor she was talking about? I got the feeling you and Alice were talking about the same thing. Clover, what do you know? What are you and Alice anyway? I heard you guys belong to some sort of organization, but what is it? Clover was quiet for a long time. She bit her thumbnail and looked down at the floor. Then, finally, she lifted her head and met my eyes.
fine. I think I can trust you. Just don't tell Alice, okay?
You got it! Spill the exposition.
Promise?
I promise. Promise. Clover nodded and began to talk. I listened with rapt attention, at a complete loss for words. Here is what she said. Alice and I are agents of the SOIS, which is under the jurisdiction of the Department of Defense. SOIS stands for Special Office of Internal Security, and we're an elite intelligence division that investigates potentially disruptive or dangerous elements, such as domestic or foreign terrorists, radical political splinter groups, and religious organizations with extreme agendas that could pose a threat to the state or citizenry. Our existence hasn't been made public, so there are only a few people who even know we exist. You're probably wondering how I even got involved in something like that, huh? Yeah, you're pretty young. Well, it started when I met Alice. I told you that I've played the notary game twice before, right? Well, this was after the second time, so about a year ago. We just escaped, and we were all stuffed into this SUV barreling across the desert. I was driving, and that's when I saw her. Alice. She was standing next to the road with her thumb out. God, that outfit. She was already working for the SOIS, and she'd been on her way to the building we'd been trapped in as part of her investigation. But on the way there, her car had broken down. We offered to give her a ride, of course. After she got in, we started talking, and it turned out that Alice had gotten a tip that the terrorists she was after were in the building we'd been trapped in. We couldn't see how us playing the notary game had anything to do with the terrorists. But Alice had a suggestion. Maybe the two people who trapped you in there are the terrorists. So June and Santa. Terrorists. More than just this game. That didn't seem very likely to us, but we were chasing after them anyway, so we decided to bring Alice with us. Oh wait, did they actually catch up to Akane and Santa? Unfortunately, we didn't find them. Damn it! As far as we know, they're still out there now, on the run. Anyway, we were taken back to SOIS headquarters and put into custody. I guess they thought there had to be some kind of connection between us being kidnapped and the terrorist group they were investigating. But they must not have found anything, because after a few days of questioning, they let us go. We all went home and returned to our lives. But things didn't go back to the way they'd been. My mom got real worried about me and my brother, since we'd gotten kidnapped twice now, so she hired bodyguards for us. Hired bodyguards? How rich are you guys? Oh, I haven't told you about my brother, have I? He's super awesome, for one. And he was in both of the last two notary games, too. So anyway, we'd been grabbed twice. But the people behind the two notary games were totally different. That didn't matter to my mom, though, so after all these huge men in black suits followed me and my brother everywhere. It was awful. We were always being watched. People would look at us funny because we were being followed around by a bunch of creepy-looking guys. I couldn't stand it. Just when I thought I'd finally be free, all that was waiting for me was another kind of prison. One sec. The only time I was really happy was when I was hanging out with my brother. So we were talking it over one day, and we decided to leave. Like, run away. So we did it. After that, we lived on our own. All this is happening over the space of a year, huh? I worked at a cafe, and he composed music. He plays the harp, and he started writing this kind of new agey music. It got kind of popular, so we didn't have to worry too much about surviving. Sometimes he'd play at little venues like coffee houses and stuff, and his fans would show up and listen to him play and cry. Was he crying, or were the fans? Or some of them would meet on their own and recite stuff from the book he'd written and play his songs. I know that sounds kind of, like, weird and culty, but they just do that stuff on their own, okay? My brother doesn't have anything to do with it. Yeah, I can't really blame their mom, but... Anyway, we did that for a while, and then one day Alice showed up. I need your help, she told us. We need people who can do what you can do. Oh, the telepath thing. So we went to the location she gave us, and it turned out to be the headquarters of the SOIS, where they'd taken us after the second notary game. They put us in a room with about a dozen or so other people who were all about the same age as us. A bunch of them looked familiar, too. It only took a moment to realize how we knew each other. The kids from the first notary game! They were the kids from the first notary game. We were all excited to see each other again, and we were hugging and shaking hands and stuff. And then Alice walked in. The whole room went quiet. She walked up to the podium and looked around the room, making eye contact with each one of us. Right now, a terrorist organization is preparing for a major attack. They plan to trigger a viral pandemic. Ooh. If they succeed, they will strike a massive blow against all of humanity, not just any one country. It's possible that we, as a species, will die out completely. How is there a third Zero Escape game? This seems kind of final for the world this takes place in. We are doing our best to prevent this, but we need your help. You are what we call espers. You have the ability to access the morphogenetic field. We need that. I'm guessing you don't know what any of that is, but basically we can do this thing that's kind of like telepathy. I mean, it isn't really telepathy, but that's probably the closest thing, okay? Espers can resonate their consciousness with another person through this thing called the morphogenetic field. The purpose of the first notary game was to research that ability. So they kidnapped kids who had the potential to do it and threw them into the game. Alice had gathered up all the kids from that experiment. Well, I mean, it had been 9 years since it happened, so we weren't really kids anymore. Anyway, everybody she'd brought in was an Esper. That included me and my brother, of course. I bet you think I'm just making all this up, huh? I don't blame you. It is pretty crazy. I mean, I was even starting to forget I could do that stuff. So when I heard Alice's story, I was like, screw that! I was trying to move on with my life, and now some shady government creeps wanted me to use some weird ability I had for them? No way. I wasn't even sure I could do it anymore. Some of the others felt differently, though, and they told Alice they'd do it. It was a job, after all, and most people wouldn't turn down a salary like that. Oh, right, I forgot to tell you. She told us how much they'd pay us if we helped. How much? Tell us. $1 million? It was a lot. More wealth than you can imagine. But I was still totally against doing it. My brother told me he'd go along with whatever I decided, so I decided we were leaving. A couple days passed, and then Alice showed up at our apartment. She didn't waste time. The people behind the first notary game might have been part of the terrorist organization Alice and the SOIS were after. How does that make... That's a retcon. I don't like that they're changing Ace's motivation. Wasn't that, she asked, something that I might want to know more about? Oh, maybe she's lying to them to get them to join up. That got me curious. My brother, too. But the clincher was what Seven said to us. Oh, you were still in touch with Seven? He was one of the guys that got abducted with us for the second notary game. She called him on her phone right then and there and handed it to us. You guys are the only people who can do this. We don't know where Junpei is. He's gone off to travel the world looking for Akane. Oh, good luck finding her, Junpei. I haven't been able to get a hold of him. Please, just do me a favor and help Alice out. Ace was about to go on a big rant about the greater meaning of his actions, and then he got duct tape mouthed. Was he? I don't remember him going about a big... Huh, maybe he did. Junpei, like Seven, another participant from the second notary game. Akane, one of the people behind the second notary game. Seven was a Japanese policeman, which was probably how Alice got in touch with him. Anyway, that did it. My brother and I agreed to join the SOIS. For the next couple months, all we did was train. Half of the time, it was general knowledge and technical skills an SOIS agent needed, and the other half was learning to strengthen our Esper abilities. All this couldn't have taken place in 1 year. Come on. They'd actually known about Espers for quite a while, and had a lot of techniques that helped us get better and stronger, and harder and faster. He was like, I wanted to see faces, but there's a more philosophical reason. Then Junpei was like, yeah, fuck this shit, the duct tape is going back on. Fair enough. After several months of hard work, we were finally ready for our first field missions. Mine was an infiltration. My brother stayed at the base so I could relay information back through him. I was supposed to sneak into a research facility, posing as one of their workers, and then use the morphogenetic field to transmit what I found back to my brother. But everything went wrong. It was a trap. The whole research facility was fake, and I got captured. Alice had to come and rescue me. I'd been sending information about the inside of the facility to my brother, and Alice used that information to come and find me. As soon as she got there, she picked me up and carried me out. I was relieved and happy to be alive and free, but I also felt ashamed and miserable. While she was carrying me back out, I started to cry. She was just so cool, and I wasn't. I wanted to be just like her. So, from that day onward, I did everything I could to be more like Alice. Our infiltration ended in failure, but we did manage to get something useful. In fact, we were able to figure out where their headquarters was. The directors decided that December 25th, 2028 would be the day we would strike. Ooh. Clover and Alice got nabbed after the 25th, right? Or was it before? This time, I promised myself we wouldn't screw it up. I was finally going to get some answers about something that had been with me for most of my life. But then, on December 22nd, 3 days before the raid, yes, it was before, Alice and I were attacked by people in gas masks while we were going over our plans. And when you woke up, you were in the warehouse.
Yeah.
All of that talking seemed to have tired Clover out. She sighed, and her long hair swayed as she moved. Hey, I've got a few questions.
What are they?
Well, first off, your, powers, I guess. I'm guessing you can't use them right now?
Yeah. I'm not really sure why. I've been sending my brother messages ever since I woke up, but... Yeah.
No response?
If there was another Esper here, they could make me stronger. But that's just wishful thinking. Wait. Well,
what?
If there's someone else who's stronger than me, then they kind of absorb my powers.
Interesting. So who could be the Esper here? Quark, maybe?
Maybe... No, never mind. That's probably not it.
That seems pretty relevant, Clover. Right, whatever. I have some other questions, so moving on. I think I understand what Alice was talking about now. They were trying to spread that virus, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So who are they?
Well, I can't tell you that.
Shit, what was the name of Dio's cult? What? Why not? You told me all that other stuff, but this is too much?
Well, Alice would be mad at me.
She's already gonna be mad at you. I already told you I wouldn't tell her.
But...
Free the soul, that's the one. Come on, Clover. Fine. Let me rephrase. When are they going to do it?
Well, if we knew that, we wouldn't have gone to all that trouble.
So you don't know?
No. All we know is soon.
But that could mean just about anything.
Yeah. It could be next week or next month or even next year. Or it could have happened already.
Wait. You mean they might have already released the virus?
Wouldn't that make the most sense? Like, how about this room? Or that newspaper article? And...
Wait. Hang on. This has to have been a Free the Soul facility, right? Because why else would it be built to block the virus?
the 3 people who were put in cold sleep.
Are you saying you, me, and Alice were frozen and the pandemic happened while we were on ice? Wait. No, that doesn't make sense. Nobody else has heard of Radical 6 either.
Maybe they're lying.
Really? All 6 of them?
Well, if Kay really does have memory loss, then it's only 5. Quark is out too.
So you're saying Tenmyoji, Dio, Phi, and Luna are all lying? I guess they are a little suspicious.
Right?
And what's their motive?
For lying? How would I know?
We've got to figure out a motive before we can accuse them of lying. Then what's the motive for a terrorist organization to start a pandemic?
I heard it was something about purifying the unclean?
Purifying the unclean?
Oh, unclean, 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 unclean.
What? What are you doing?
Shut up. Just hold on a minute. I'm this close to remembering. Unclean, clean, een.
She leapt up, suddenly excited.
Neostigmine.
Neo what?
Did you forget it already? I'm talking about this stuff.
As she spoke, she pulled something out of her pocket. It was the injection gun, complete with a vial of medication. Oh, right, I remember that. It was in the safe in the treatment center, right?
Yeah.
I didn't have any idea what it was, though, so I gave it to you.
Exactly.
Are you saying you've heard about this neostigmine stuff before?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just remembered.
All right, so tell me. You remembered?
My brother told me about that. Neostigmine is a type of colon esterase inhibitor.
And what is that?
That means it's a sort of antidote for tubocurarine.
Oh! So one of us can take our bracelets off. But there's only one vial. Sorry, but I still don't get it.
How easy do I have to make it?
Pretty easy. Sigma's pretty stupid.
Ugh. Okay, fine. I'll start at the top, all right? The stuff I've got in here is neostigmine, which counteracts the muscle relaxant tubocurarine. Following me?
Tubocurarine is the poison in our bracelets, right?
Right. It's the second thing we get injected with if we're penalized.
First, is this over real? Which puts you to sleep. 9 minutes later, the tubocurarine is injected, numbing your respiratory muscles. I guess you could say it'll really take your breath away.
So you're saying this neostigmine keeps it from working?
Yes! Oh my god, how many times are you going to make me say it?
A lot. Sigma's pretty dumb. So we can just inject ourselves with this if we get penalized.
Yeah! We don't have to die. We're gonna be okay.
There's only one dose, Clover.
We can only pull the trigger once, though.
That means we can only use it on one person.
Yeah.
Well, it's still good news. This means one of us can break the rules once. Like, let's see.
The best way to use it would be for sneaking through the number 9 door.
Oh! Good idea!
If somebody gets 9 points, they can open it, right? With this stuff, somebody who doesn't have 9 points could still leave with them. Anyway, I'm gonna go tell Alice.
What? Hey! Clover, wait! Clover! It was too late. Clover was already on the lift and gone. Alright, how much of that did Phi overhear? Damn! I was, I think understandably, upset. With no stairs, my only choice was to wait for the lift to come back down. As soon as it was back, I jumped on and headed upstairs. Phi, where did Clover go? Phi, can you hear me? Uh-oh. She didn't say anything, just stared at me with her mouth half open. Her eyes seemed slightly glazed and her body was unnaturally stiff. Can Radical 6 affect androids? Phi? I grabbed a shoulder and shook her gently. Slowly, she raised her arm, fingers drooping limply from it. She gestured toward the exit that led away from the warehouse. That way? She went out that door? Phi's only answer was a slow, shallow nod. Right, got it. Thanks. I headed for the exit, then paused. You look pretty tired. Get some rest, all right? Still no response. There was something odd about her, but catching Clover seemed like more of a priority. I turned back around and jogged out the door toward the treatment center. Is everyone gonna be Radical Sixth? Oh, what are we gonna find? Huh? This is weird. Where is everybody? I'd assumed Alice would be in the treatment center, so Clover would have gone there to find her, but the room was empty. Luna and Tenmyoji were gone too. They'd left Quark, and the readout on his pod said his vital signs were still normal. As far as I could tell, he was still asleep. Fine. Guess it's time to go look somewhere else. I made my way out of the treatment center. Alright, where are we headed next? The pantry, okay. Wait, hang on. What happens to Phi and Sigma's current selves when they jump to another timeline? Is that what happened to Phi? She jumped out of that body into another timeline and left herself mostly brain dead? Check your watch, Sigma. How much time is left? Go to the Floor B warehouse. Where is everybody? What the hell? What is going on here? I can't find anybody. Every single room is empty. Wait, there's still one place I haven't checked. The infirmary. Alright, how many of them are dead? I ran into the room and stopped short. I might as well have run into a brick wall. My chest tightened so much I could barely breathe. No. What happened? I felt my whole body convulse, whether from terror or nausea, I couldn't tell. My legs went limp and I crumpled to the floor. Something sticky pressed against the palm of my hand, and I looked down to see blood. A vast, warm pool of fresh blood stretching out across the room, lapping at my legs and hands. Why? This can't be real. How could... Alright, how many of them are dead? Holy shit! What the hell happened here? In the middle of the lake of blood, like an island of flesh, were bodies. Everyone but Kay! They were a bloody tangle of lifeless limbs and dead eyes, with too much blood and chaos for me to tell who was who. Wait, Fi's got red blood? Fi shouldn't have red blood. Had they sliced themselves open, or stabbed one another? I couldn't tell. All the blood. Too much blood. Whatever they'd done, it was clear what tool they'd used to do it. A scalpel lay in the blood next to them, its handle and blade streaked with gore. This was how they had died. This tiny blade. Oh God! This is it. It's all over. This is how it ends. That's right. I have to end it. This nightmare will finally be over. Time to wake up. Okay, so Sigma can be affected by Radical 6. My fingers scraped across the floor as I picked up the scalpel. I lifted it slowly, carefully to my neck, as if someone were guiding my hand with theirs, and drew it across my throat. Case of the Mondays. Wait, is that a credits ending? That's a credits ending? Huh. Alright. Okay, so something spread Radical 6 through the facility in this timeline. It didn't happen in the other timelines. What? What happened that's different? And Fi is apparently not like me. I thought all that super strength and super speed and stuff was Fi being a robot. That's the Clover ending. It wouldn't be a Clover ending without mass death. You also bled red there when you killed yourself. Oh, that's... huh. Huh. Why the hand, then? Was just my hand artificial? That's going to be an interesting mystery. Okay. Oh, he's got to give Clover the most messed up ending, yeah. Okay, well, that explains why it's a dead end when everybody was alive. Oh, this is unlocked now. Ooh, this is unlocked now. All right. Maybe we go do that. All right, before we do that, I'm going to take a quick break. I will be back in a few minutes, guys. Okay, so something has been unlocked. I'm gonna... How can Phi and K be saved? Okay. Excuse me. Now, the neostigmine is going to be used on them. All right, let's do it. Now I'm going to read through the... Shit! They're not here.
Maybe they did go through the door, like Kay said.
With Quark's bracelet?
Or
what? Oh, come on, man. You better not give me that maybe they're already dead crap. I got enough of it from Dio. You've got to be kidding me. This isn't funny, Phi. If you're right, then you, Kay, Quark, and I are the only people still alive in here.
hey, lay off. I want to believe they're alive too, but
We heard a noise and turned.
I apologize for keeping you.
did you get Dia's bracelet?
Well, Technically, yes, but
It's busted. Okay, so we can save one of them. We can't really inject K. So we'll have to inject Phi.
best you just see it. This is what I found in Dio's pod.
What?
What the hell?
I assume whoever murdered Dio did this.
But why? There's no
I
point.
can't say for sure, but if I were to guess...
Chromatic doors have opened. 5 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
With a bracelet like this, I doubt we can get past the secondary door.
That means Kay and I will...
Oh no. Shit. You're gonna...
When the time comes, those 3 doors will automatically close. If anyone is left outside after they close, they'll be penalized.
I see. That's what they wanted. Whoever killed Dio wanted to use the game to kill me and Kay. That's why they broke the bracelet.
I think so. It makes the most sense.
How can you be so calm? In 5 minutes, you're gonna be...
Go on ahead, Sigma. You have those bracelets Kay gave you, right? You should be able to get through the secondary door with those. So just...
Fuck that. You know I can't just ditch you guys like that.
But if you stay here, you'll...
You think I don't know that? But what kind of a monster am I if I just leave you here to die? Ah! God damn it! This was bad. What was I going to do? I needed to calm down. Just calm down. Calm down and think. There had to be a way to save them. There had...
The first is an anesthetic called Soparil Beta. The other is a muscle relaxant called tubocurarine. Your bracelet also has a bunch of needles on the inside. If you break the rules, those needles hop out and inject you.
So here's a question. Did the 3DS version have text skip for stuff you'd already seen? Or did you have to go through every dialogue beat over and over again?
My brother told me about that.
Oh, it did. Good.
Neostigmine is a type of cholinesterase inhibitor. That means it's sort of an antidote for tubocurine. I knew it!
Get back! I found it, so it's mine.
To each according to his needle? Of course. The antidote.
The antidote?
I didn't have time to explain. I took off running toward the exit.
Sigma, where are you going?
Stay here. No, have her come with. I'll be right back. I bolted out of the warehouse toward the treatment room. I think Dio put it in his pocket. Come on, come on, come on. Please still have it. Sweat was pouring down my face, but I didn't bother to wipe it off. There wasn't time. I dug frantically through Dio's coat until... Aha! Found it! Oh. There's only one dose. The injection gun uses the whole bottle at once. Shit. I can't save both of them. Kay's gonna grab it and...
1 minute
and inject Phi with it, isn't he? 1 minute? Shit! I spun around and shot out of the treatment center.
Three, two, one.
Uh-oh.
Chromatic doors closing.
Oh. Well, I guess we're gonna find out if I can be killed by the bracelets. No, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh dear.
Sigma.
There was a sharp, quick pain in my wrist, barely even noticeable. I couldn't feel anything flowing into my veins, but I knew it was there. First would be the anesthetic Soparil. I blinked and my vision started to blur. When I tried to think, it felt like my mind had been stuffed with cotton. My legs began to wobble, then gave out entirely as I crumpled to the floor. Alright, how are we going to survive this? No. I couldn't fall asleep. I had to give one of them the antidote before my bracelet injected me with tubocurarine. With every ounce of strength I could muster, I forced my eyes back open. Okay, Kay can be affected. Kay and Phi lay limp on the floor in front of me. Well, there's no way you can inject Kay, so you're gonna have to inject Phi. In my right hand, I could feel the injector gun with its precious cargo. I could only pull the trigger once. Who was I going to choose? Phi or Kay? No, what was I thinking? There was only one answer. Phi. I didn't even have a choice. After all, Kay's entire body was covered in impenetrable metal. I'm sorry, Kay. I summoned up as much energy as I could and dragged myself toward Phi. After what felt like an eternity, I was finally within arm's reach. With no time to waste, I pressed the gun to her arm and pulled the trigger.
Sigma, what the hell did you...
I injected you with neostigmine. It's a type of cholinesterase inhibitor. It's the antidote to the muscle relaxant.
Why did you pick me?
Because I can't use the injection gun on Kay. It'd never get through the metal.
Then why didn't you inject yourself?
Guess you've got a point. Honestly, didn't even cross my mind.
You're the biggest idiot on the planet.
Yeah, but this time it's in a good way. Hey, come on. Is that any kind of thing to say to somebody who's about to die? How about something more tender?
No. Screw this. I don't want to live if it means being in debt to you.
Are you about to body hop?
No goddamn way. I'm not gonna...
Her words slurred and slowed, and her eyes fluttered closed. She wasn't dead, of course. I could hear the faint sound of her breathing and see her chest rise and fall. Good. Phi's gonna be all right. But Kay... I looked over in his direction. That was when I noticed it. Oh, and this unlocks the thing with the, this unlocks the thing with the key. In another branch, I'll bet. Open. There's a hole here on the back of your head. Yeah, it looks like you insert something. It says open, so maybe if you put some kind of key in there?
You could open up the suit and take the mask off.
Wait, then he... But when could he have... It's empty. Was there something in there before?
No, it was empty when I found it.
But what if he'd lied? Could Kay have taken the key? How he'd gotten it didn't really matter anymore. What did matter was that Kay had been able to remove his armor. Oh, it's set to open! Oh! And he had... Oh, did Kay kill Dio? Holy shit. Then that would mean Dio's killer is... I coaxed as much strength as I could from my increasingly lethargic body and crawled toward Kay. Kay, wake up! Come on, talk to me! I grabbed his shoulder and shook him until he finally shifted and spoke.
Sigma.
I just need to know one thing. Did you kill Dio? You weren't sleeping, were you? After I left, you took off your armor. You didn't want to go the same way I had, so you took the other door. After you went the long way around through the warehouse and the crew quarters, you headed for the elevator. You are remarkably peppy for somebody who just got injected with a sleeping anesthetic. Why'd you go the long way around? Oh, right, he couldn't go the same way. I bumped into Fine, and we went back to the lounge to check on you. We saw you, or we saw your armor, I guess. By then, you would have been out of it. While we were in the lounge, you went to the treatment room and killed Dio. You must have turned off the oxygen to his pod, although you probably didn't stick around to make sure he died. Genius way to make an alibi for himself, yeah. I'm betting you were in a hurry to get back before Fi and I noticed something was up. Once you got back to Flore, you needed us out of the lounge, so you made a noise in the hall to lure us out. Then you ran around and took the long way back to the lounge so you could enter through the rear door. So who broke the bracelet? Was it Kay? Once you were there, you put your suit on again and waited for us. As soon as we found Dio's body, we did exactly what you'd expected. Kay, wake up. Something's happened. You pretended to wake up, very disoriented and confused. What is it? Come on, Kay. I'm almost out of time. Did you kill Dio?
Yes. Your reasoning is correct. I killed him.
Did you know what he was about?
Because
Why?
I couldn't forgive him. He took the life of someone very important to me.
Oh, the brother was Kay's dad.
I couldn't.
Who did he kill?
The old woman.
Oh, the old woman. What?
She was like mother to me. She showed me how to see meaning in my life.
Oh, that's who she is. I thought she was related to Tenmi. She's got to be related to Tenmyoji. In some way. Was Tenmyoji the scientist? Wait, are you saying...
Yes, I am. She was the woman who came here when I was 18.
This is Kay's original home. Whoa, hold on. What do you mean here?
Sigma, unfortunately, we are out of time. There's something I have to tell you.
Alright, spill it before we die.
I made a promise that you would hear it. Do you understand?
Yes, tell me.
This is very important.
Tell me before you die.
You must pay attention.
Okay.
Cannot forget.
Tell me! Forget? He wasn't making sense. I was about to die. How on earth would I be remembering anything for more than a few seconds? So he knows about the body hopping.
With these letters.
Oh, okay.
Milkevoli.
All right, which notebook did I put that in? Hang on. All right. Milkevoli. Milkevoli. Milk ravioli. Gross.
This will open the second gate.
Gate 2. Okay. What the hell? Hey, Kay! Who told you to tell me this? No! Who are you? Show me who you really are. You gonna take off your helmet? I grabbed a hold of Kay's mask and tore it off. Is that me? What? No, that's impossible. That face. It's my face. Interesting. Okay. Oh, this is getting spicy. Oh, boy. Okay, so I'm a robot created by Kay's dad. Twilight Zone theme intensifies. Ooh. Oh, this is spicy. Spicy Milkevoli. I felt a sharp pain in my left wrist, and my body collapsed unceremoniously. The second drug, turbocurarine. My vision began to blur, and my head felt unnaturally heavy. Is this the K ending? The world faded away, and my consciousness slipped down into the cold, dark waters of nothingness. This is spicy! I love it! Is that the K ending? That is the K ending! Through the looking glass. Got lots of endings today. Ooh, that's spicy! Oh, I love this. Ooh. All right. Nothing else opened up. So I'm going to try inputting those two passwords into this computer. All right, 9 characters in each. Let's try LXA. No, I need. No, the other password was for the zero bomb. Oh, I need the ID for this. The game didn't make it clear, but my theory was that Dio smashed his own bracelet when he realized he was going to die as a final fuck you to everyone else. Ooh. There's a thought. All right. All right, well, I guess we're doing this branch to unlock some more stuff. Not going to betray this time. Oh, but we're going to have to betray here then. Or no, one of these. Oh, boy. We're getting some spicy stuff today. All right, let's ally.
10 seconds remain.
As Phi and I stepped out of the AB room, I could see the others running toward the projection, shoving and pushing to get closer. Tenmyoji was left behind, his footsteps a slow, heavy plod. What had happened to make him like that?
So you chose Ally, huh?
Sure did. You don't get to complain. This is the final time I have to play through the first AB game. I won, remember?
Not complaining. I just think you're being a little soft-hearted.
Oh, you worry too much. I'm sure Tenmyoji chose Ally too.
See, that's what I'm talking about. You don't have any facts, just misguided optimism.
Yo, what's up? Siggy! But no! Hey, what are you kids doing over there? We're about to announce the results.
Let's go. We should have a look at those results.
Fine.
Alright, let's see what Tenmyoji did.
Good. Looks like you're all here. Finally. Let's get ready to rock!
He's got my face. Is he artificial as well?
Ambidex game! Round 1!
Hang on, I'm gonna... What did I miss since we found out you were a solo? The K ending where he took off his helmet and showed that it was my face. You missed a bunch, Danny. Okay. Miley. We hit Clover's ending, where everybody died by suicide, as including Sigma. Found out what Clover was up to since 999. She's part of a secret government organization, and was sent here, was part of a group trying to track down the Free the Soul people and do an operation on December 25th to take them out. Everyone was probably infected with Radical 6, yeah, judging by how Sigma acted. Yeah, Shy's got the explanation there.
The results!
If everybody would please direct their eyes to this monitor.
Excuse me. Oh no. Come on, Tenmyoji. Didn't Tenmyoji ally with us in the other timeline?
Here are the results from your game. Now, let us check the numbers on our bracelets.
Sigma. Phi. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you better be. Tenmyoji chose betray? Why? He chose ally last time.
Wait, last time? What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing. The truth was, I didn't know why I'd said that either. The words had just appeared in my mouth before I knew I was saying them.
Right. Look, I'm sorry. I swear.
See? I told you. A soft heart is the easiest to break. Do you understand what kind of game this is now?
Just tell me one thing, Tenmyoji. Why did you do it?
Are you serious? Someone's dead, and not just dead, murdered. I got no reason to think that murderer wasn't one of you. Only an idiot trusts someone he's never met when there's a killer on the loose.
If you're Zero, you know who killed her.
You think I had a choice? Right. I think that's enough for me. I'm old, and I'm tired. So tired.
Tenmyoji shuffled off, the same weight I'd seen earlier sitting heavy on his shoulders. It was only then that I noticed an angry voice nearby.
Hey, what the hell is this?
Hey, look, lady, I was gonna choose ally, I swear to God. But just as I'm about to do it, this little bastard runs in and hits the betray button.
Yeah, sure he did.
What?
Oh, come on. Really gonna just try and play it dumb, huh? You're a manipulative little twerp, aren't you?
Quark, is he telling the truth? Were you the one who chose betray?
Don't believe Dio, Alice.
No! I didn't do anything! I didn't have a chance to do anything before Mr. Dio pressed the button! I'm telling the truth! I promise!
Sure, kid. Whatever. The cute and innocent act isn't gonna work.
No! Fine. You just wait.
Alice turned on her heel and stormed off before Quark could reply, leaving him alone with Dio.
Man, this is all your fault, Quark.
My fault? Why are you blaming me?
How could you do that, Mr. Dio? You're a jerk.
I moved away silently to let them stare daggers at one another. It seemed that theirs wasn't the only team facing some friction, however.
We aren't trying to blame you.
But, I mean, if you just think about it, wouldn't it make sense to choose betray?
Forget it. I understand now. It was silly of me to trust you guys.
The air in the room seemed to turn thick and sour, hanging over us like a brooding, angry cloud. It was a grim omen of a darker times to come.
Zero, when does the next round start?
What makes you think we'll be having another round?
Well,
If I had to guess, I'd say it's going to be Alas or Siggy. Or Fido. Or maybe Mooney. Or maybe everyone.
Why?
yeah. Why am I going to die?
I guess I can tell you why. Anyone whose BP drops to 0 gets penalized, just like when you break the rules.
I'm pretty sure I already told you what the penalty is.
You mean the needles in our bracelets are going to activate and we'll die?
Correct, Siggy. Full marks.
I get it. Sigma, Phi, Alice, and I only have one BP. If any of us chose Ally and got betrayed, our BP would drop below 0.
What? What the hell? This is important stuff. Why didn't you tell us about this earlier?
Sorry.
Okay, I can skip again. Good. Can skip a lot. This is the 6th time I've gone through this level of the AB game. Skipping a lot.
Sigma, what do you want?
What? I just came by to check up on you.
Oh, I thought maybe you were here to kill me.
Why would I do that?
Because I betrayed you in the last AB game. I'm the reason you and Phi are down to 1 BP.
Yeah, but that's hardly a reason to kill you.
Maybe.
It was clear that conversation wasn't going anywhere. I shut my mouth and looked around the room. Da-da-da-da. I know it's totally not canon, but I had the dumb image that in the branch where Quark and Dio do not betray and actually ally, Quark just fucking sucker punches Dio and pushes ally while Dio is still processing the attack. Right in the nuts, right at face level. Just punch to the balls. So is it just you here?
On this side of the divider, yeah.
This side?
Quark's over there, having a look around. And there's... You really gonna make me say it?
Oh, the lady who was murdered, you mean? Yeah, you've been acting kind of weird ever since we found her. Why is that?
What, isn't that normal? We found a dead body. Who the hell doesn't get a little freaked out?
Am I at skip territory now? I am, okay.
Yeah, forgive me if I don't feel like spilling my guts to a guy who probably hates him right now.
Alright, fine. I'll just ask Quark. Lots of stuff we've already seen. So how do we want to pair up?
I think the people who have the greatest disadvantage should get to choose.
What do you mean?
The people who have 1 BP.
So you, Phi, Luna, and Sigma?
Despite also flip-flopping between timelines, I like Tenmyoji more than Alice because at least Tenmyoji seems guilty about betraying us, while Alice acts like you were the dumbass for doing so. Yeah, she's an asshole. She's kind of pompous, too.
Yes, exactly.
All right, then. Who do you want to go with, Alice?
Where am I on the flowchart? Ah, okay, I have 2 possibilities here.
Anyone but Dio. I'd rather die than get paired up with that prick. Just anyone but him.
Damn. That's a lot of hate.
What did you expect? You betrayed me.
Hey, I told you already. That was Quark.
I don't believe you.
What? You're telling me you trust him more than me?
Yes.
Anybody other than Dio could mean Quark, you know. You willing to pair up with him?
He's asleep. I don't really think I need to worry about him voting.
I glanced over at Quark. He looked tiny, cradled in Kay's arms, fast asleep. If I didn't know better, I'd think he was just a kid who'd tired himself out from playing too hard.
All right, Phi. Who do you want to go with?
Anyone other than Tenmyoji is fine. My reasoning is the same as Alice's. He betrayed me last time.
I guess that's fair.
If we want to honor Alice and Phi's requests, then we can go with any option besides C. So, A or B?
Oh, hold on. We've got 2 other people with 1 BP. How about you, Luna?
I don't really have a preference. Clover and Kay did betray me last time, but
They're both pairs now, though. And since you're a pair too, there's no way you'd end up going through the same door as them.
yeah.
Alright then, Sigma. What about you?
Let's see. Clover and I were a pair. That meant that I had to choose one of the 3 solos. Okay, so the green door with Quark is what happened in the other branch, so I don't think I can do that. So, let's... Hang on, I'm gonna look at the way the flowchart is organized. Okay, so yeah, each branch has one of the doors, no repeat doors in this stuff. So I can't go through the green door, obviously. I kind of want to go to this branch first, because it dead ends before the other one, but I don't know... I guess I will go through the red door with Dio. Oh, the left side is blue. Whoops. God damn it. Blue door with Tenmyoji. I'll take Tenmyoji, so we'll go through the blue door.
Me? But I picked Betray last time.
Exactly. So I'll just make you pick Ally this time. Well, I guess I should say you won't have a choice.
Is that so? Mind telling me how you'll do that?
Did I? I did not start that branch. Good. I'd love to, but we don't really have time. Ask me again later, okay?
Fine. You're on.
So we're doing option A. That means Luna, Dio, and I will go through the green door.
Yeah, sorry about pairing you up with Dio.
Which leaves the red door for Quark, Kay, and me.
Any objections? Good. Let's go.
Listen, take care of Quark, alright?
You needn't worry.
I'll watch out for him.
10 seconds remain until chromatic doors close.
Hurry up, guys. The door's closing.
Right.
I'm going.
With only seconds to spare, we dashed through the blue door.
2, 1, 0. Chromatic doors closing.
Alright, what's the puzzle room this time? It's not the garden, it's not the rec room, so what's the third one? 3 doors. Which one should we take?
That seems like kind of a silly question. I mean, they're all locked, aren't they? How can we go through any of them if they're locked?
This thing here's got a lever on it. Maybe that does something.
Why don't you pull it and find out?
Right.
Everyone else makes you go through a song and dance to pull the lever, but Tenmyoji and Clover just do it. Oh hey, looks like one of them opened.
But only one. Why's that?
They're probably telling us we should go that way.
Might as well then. Alright. Oh, it's the pressure room. How appropriate. We've been seeing this in the last few branches. So this is the exit, huh? Nothing. Locked tight. Won't even budge. So what the hell is this place?
The door said PEC. Guessing it's not for working out, though.
It looks like it's probably an acronym or abbreviation or something. But for what? Prepared emergency chocolate? Private ecclesiastical commode?
Oh, wait a sec. There's a manual here. I think it explains what this room is for.
What's it say?
Hold on. This facility is pressurized, maintaining much higher air pressure than the surrounding environment. Airborne viral contagions.
What?
Quiet. Keep reading, Clover.
Oh, right. Airborne viral contagions have necessitated this step, which is intended to prevent contamination of the installation. All persons wishing to exit the facility must do so through this pressure exchange chamber. Once the chamber has been sealed, the pressure can be lowered to match the surrounding environment. Before the PEC can be depressurized, all occupants must be wearing Level A hazmat suits to prevent infection. The PEC will not function unless all occupants are wearing appropriate protective equipment.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's going on here? Are they trying to say the air out there is full of some horrible virus?
I don't think it's just any virus.
It has to be Radical 6.
Oh man, then that newspaper article was true. Several long moments of silence crawled past. The three of us just stared at one another, our minds working to make sense of this new information. Eventually, Clover shuffled to one of the lockers and opened it.
Is this one of those hazmat suits the manual was talking about?
Sure is.
Yeah, I figure they are.
We won't be able to get into the pressure exchange thing unless we've got those on then.
And getting that room to decompress is the only way we'll get outside.
So where is the actual decompression room?
Have a look. See that lift over there?
Oh yeah. This room's divided into 2 floors, upper and lower.
We're on the lower floor right now. Earlier, we were on the upper one.
And this is the actual pressure exchange chamber. No good. This one's locked too.
Won't open, huh?
Nope.
Okay, it's probably pointless, but humor me on this. Let's go put on those suits, come back here, and try the door again. Maybe, just maybe, we can get out.
Well, it does seem like that's how this thing is supposed to work. But do you really think it'll be that easy?
No, but it's worth a shot, Tenmyoji.
It's hard to believe Zero Senior would make that big of a mistake.
Well, let's have a look around anyway. Maybe we'll find something about that virus.
Yeah, good idea.
What are we standing around for then? Get to it.
We're gonna get to it, Tenmyoji. Don't be so impatient. Seek a way out. Well, this is funky music. But why is this the angle I'm at? Okay. We'll deal with the elevator in a minute. A Zero Junior statue. Come on. Hey, look. It's Zero Junior. It's only a model. A model? Yeah, a fake. A replica. Not the real thing. Why would they put a model of Zero Junior in there? Well, presumably it's part of the puzzle, Sigma. He's just screwing with us. Bastard. Well, that just takes me to the model of Zero Junior. Hey, did you see this panel on the door? Do you know what it does? Go ahead and touch it. I doubt it'll do anything. What? Why? Before entering the decompression chamber, please put on your viral protection suit. Failure to do so will prevent you from entering the decompression chamber. See? Yeah, fair enough. Red spinning light. It looks like a police car light. Alright, let's open some lockers. Or not. Shit, it's locked up tight. What are you trying to do? Use X-ray vision. Come on, Clover. It won't open. Is it locked? Yeah, it looks like it. And how about that? This one is not locked. Box! Hey, it's a cardboard box. So now that we're in this puzzle room, I just want to mention one odd thing about this game. You know how there's an easy and hard difficulty, with hard giving you gold files? Well, an odd thing is that easy mode includes some unique flavor text for every puzzle room. Not sure why they did it this way, but for this room, you get a version of the P-I-P-E, what's that spell joke from the last 999 puzzle room when you examine the pipes in easy mode. Huh, fun. This is all junk. Nothing useful in here. Well, that's anticlimactic. Alright, what do we have here? Is that a barometer? The needle's in the middle. It says it's 1.5 atmospheres. That must be the normal pressure for this building. Remember? It said something in the manual about the pressure in here being higher than the pressure outside. Can I look at the stuff on the bottom? I cannot. Okay. Alright, back up we go. Everybody on? Yeah. I'm good. Okay, here we go. Oh, there's a key inside 25113. Alright, let's take a look at that. 25113. Huh? Is there something in there? Looks like a key. I feel like this glass panel is supposed to open. And of course, it's locked. So we can't get to the key, huh? That would be too easy. I wonder what this number is. Do you think maybe it's a hint to help us unlock the panel? 25113, huh? I wonder what these 5 cylinders are about. Press the triangular buttons above and below the column to change the image. Change all 5 images as appropriate, then press the yellow button on the right. Right, let's do this. Alright, let's see. That's a lot of options. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Alright. 25113. That would have been too easy. Alright, let's find what 25113 corresponds to. I don't get it. Alright, we'll mess with the hazmat suits in a minute. Pipes. Nothing suspicious here. There's the safe. What do we have here? This is the manual I was telling you about. Remember I read it to you? Oh, you mean that thing about how we had to wear the protective suits to enter the decompression chamber? Yeah. Well, there was another piece of paper in there. It has some kind of drawing on it. What? Found an instruction manual for the outside of the pressure exchange chamber door. You can view it in the archive. PEC outside. Okay. This is a chair, right? I'd call it a bench. Same difference. You put your butt on it either way. Huh. Anyway, you see these symbols on the top? Yeah, 6 of them. Maybe it's a clue. Alright, let's write this down. Trapezoid. Diamond. Arrow. Star. cylinder, hourglass. Okay. There's a tear here. Part of the seat is torn. Okay. 25113. Alright, let's try a couple of things. Alright, so let's do diamond 2-5 cylinder. 1 is trapezoid. 1-3 is arrow. Okay. So let's count it a different way. Arrow is 2. 5 is star. 1 and 1 is trapezoid, and 3 is cylinder. Alright. Okay, let's count it. Counting the blank spots. So 2 is arrow, 5 is diamond, 1-1, and 3 is cylinder. Okay, that's not it either. Guess we gotta find something for that torn, torn bench piece. One of those protective suits. If we put these on, we should be able to get into the decompression chamber. Well, let's do it then. You managed to get it on? Yeah, it's a little big on me, but I think I should be okay. I'm ready to go. Good. Should we go then? Yeah, might as well. What's in this one? No good. It won't open. It's locked? Looks like it, but I don't see a keyhole. There's no keyhole. I don't think we can open it. You're right. Guess we might as well leave these suckers alone for now. It's open in one of the... Oh, no, maybe these are the ones that are open. Huh. It won't open. No keyhole there either, so we can't open it, huh? More hazmat. More hazmat. Protective suit keeps viruses and stuff out. Looks like there's a bunch of them. I still can't believe it. How can the whole outside world be infected with some virus? Yeah, it's too horrible. I hope it's not true. It can't be. I think Zero Senior just put these here to mess with us. I hope you're right. Alright, what do we have here? Stethoscope? No, it's a gauge of some sort. Well, this is the machine, I guess. I can't find a power button. Me either, but there's a cord coming out of the back. See? Yeah, that's a USB cable. You think we're supposed to plug it into something? Well, we'll take it. USB cable coming out of the back. Can I click that? No, I can't click that. Alright. Huh. I wonder what these are about. Do you think they mean something? Alright, well, we'll come back to that. Let's go into the pressurization chamber. Back down it is, then. Now that we've got these things on, we can go inside, right? What the hell? The handle still won't move. Maybe that touchscreen on the door unlocks it. What? That's a pain. Why would they do that? Security, maybe? When you click the yellow guide ring, other rings will appear at other points that you can draw lines to. Click one of these other rings to draw a line connecting the two. Repeat this process until you have connected all three pairs. Okay. However, that the lines should not overlap or cross one another. Right, let's do this. Alright. Magenta, orange, yellow, green, white, black. Magenta, orange, pink, orange, yellow, green, white, black. Pink, orange. Yellow, green. Oh, okay. Retry. Success! Good job! You did it! Nice work. We should be able to get this thing open now. Alright. What do we have here? A tablet. Probably combines with the USB cable. Alright. Ooh, a tablet, huh? There's nothing on the screen. I don't think the power's on. Is there a switch or something? Not that I can find. Really? How the heck are we supposed to turn it on then? Take a closer look. It doesn't have a switch, but it does have a USB port. Maybe if we plug it in, it'll turn on? I think so. Thought so. Aha! Aha! 6, 3, 4, 1, 2, 5. Cool. I'll examine it. There's some numbers on the bench. I wonder if they mean something. They sure do. A box on the wall. What sort of a box? Well, it's not a treasure chest, that's for sure. Maybe it's full of, like, electrical circuits and stuff? Forget about that box. Look at that door. Do you notice anything? Like what? A sheet of metal. No good. It's not going anywhere. This cable is red. There's some thick cables. Okay. This cable is red. Okay. Well, I guess we'll... There's a metal plate on the wall. It looks like I should be able to pull it off, but it won't budge. More puzzle. Some thick cables. Oh no, have I trapped myself? No, I haven't. Okay. I forgot about that fucking thing. Okay. We're gonna have to turn this thing on with that. A model of Zero Jr. It looks like it's actually plastic. Yeah, it's inflatable like a beach ball. Well, it's damn creepy, that's for sure. You got that right. Ah, the cables lead to this thing. Looks like a barometer. The needle's in the middle. Looks like it's at 1.5 atmospheres in here. I'm guessing that's the pressure for this whole facility. Remember what Clover read in that manual? Something about the pressure inside being behind higher than the pressure outside. There's a key up here. Where was that? This button increases the pressure, right? So if I press this, it'll make me thinner? No, Clover, that's not how it works. Won't work. Not while you're in that suit. Is that really the issue here? Looks like this is the decompression button. Want to try pressing it? No rush. We still haven't taken a good look around the room. We can always decompress later. Oh. Alright, well, we've got a key, and we've got the combination to get the, key out of the elevator. All right. 2 is cylinder. 5 is hourglass. 1 is star. And 3 is diamond. Success! Good job. Looks like you were right. Hey, look. Small key. Alright, let's go back up. Or wait, were the locked things down here? I think so. There's no keyholes in the... Oh, nope, they're here. Okay. Alright, so that's not it. Oh, there are 11 hazmat suits. Never mind, there are enough for everybody. Alright, so I guess it's downstairs. Where's the elevator? There's the elevator. Good. Looks like you got it open. Another hazmat? A small hazmat? Is this a protective suit? Maybe, but it's so small and cute. Maybe it's for a kid? Small protective suit. Interesting. It's so small. I know. Isn't it cute? Alright. Good. It opened. A book! There's something in here. Huh. Is this a journal? Looks like it's blank. Not much. Wait. There's a slip of paper in here. This is... I found a sheet of paper with colorful shapes on it. You can view it in the archive. Paper with colorful picture. Okay. The pressure machine is upstairs, right. The third one was closed. Couldn't get it open. Right, let's just connect these and... Hey, it says something. Alright. 1 G M 2 G M 3 blue, green, magenta. Okay. I'll read it. Inspecting the protective suit. System is still operating in diagnostic mode. Full range of scan is not possible, so small suits must be used for calibration. Please place the child-sized protective suit in a standing position in the designated location. Touch the screen to begin inspection. This stool is probably what the message was talking about. So I should stand up that suit and put it here? I think so. I have to stand it up. How do I make it stand up? Gotta find something to put inside it, maybe? Alright, let's open all the lockers. Alright, can't open that one. Alright, so there's that set of lockers. There's that set of lockers. Alright, so nothing in the lockers. We need something to make the suit stand up. I'm going to try clicking on this. This is the tablet. Place the child-sized protective suit. Touch the suit to begin inspection. I need something to put inside the child-sized suit to stand it up. So let's look downstairs again. Maybe I can open this now? Oh, no, it's just this junk box. Right. I haven't examined this. Hey, this door is welded shut. Looks like it. How are you so nonchalant? That door and the one we came through that let us in here are the only ways out of this room. See? So even if we did decompress this room, we still couldn't go outside? How do we get through it in the Dio ending, then? That's right. This is a dead end. No. That's what I was trying to tell you. Didn't I say it wasn't going to be easy before we got here? Think about it. There's no way in hell Zero Senior would let us out that easy. Otherwise, what's the point of all of this? But... damn it. And I was getting all hopeful. Usually, this sucks. Hey, Clover, where are you going? It was a different PEC room in the Dio ending that was through the number 9 door. Ah. I'm going upstairs and taking this stupid thing off. It's not like I need it, right? It's hot and it's uncomfortable. I'm out of here. Well, there she goes. Huh. What was that? What the hell was that noise? I don't know. But I've got a bad feeling about this. I've got a bad feeling about that. Uh-oh. Preparation complete. Now beginning decompression. 3, 2, 1. What the fuck? Why did that happen? Hell if I know. Why are you asking me? We need to get out of here now. Come on. Are we in the hazmat suits? Yep, locked. Thought so. Shit, it won't budge. Just use the panel, remember? Like you did to get us in here. Okay, I'll give it a shot. Pressure differential is too great to open door. Shit, damn. I guess we're going to have to equalize the pressure before we can get it open. Alright, to the thing with the buttons. Oh god, hi Zero Jr. Oh, it expanded! Ah, it got big! Must be the difference in pressure. You ever taken an unopened bag of chips to the top of a mountain or something and it gets all puffed up like it's gonna pop? Same sort of thing. I guess, but this is just... looks like it might be about to pop. So we gotta expand it a little more. What the hell are you doing? That's the decompression button. It's not gonna do us any good now. That should be the pressurization button. Hit it! Right. Nothing happens, because it's not powered. Insufficient power for repressurization. Please route additional power. Well, that's that, I guess. Damn it. Alright, I need to do something with this. There's a metal plate on the wall. Looks like I should be able to put it off, but it won't budge. The cable is red. The cables. The cable coming out of the box. The cables. The cables. Okay, so how do I interact with this? I've got to do a puzzle with this to turn on the pressure machine. But I don't see anything I can do in the room. Have I interacted with everything in the room? Clover is on the other side of the glass, wearing her protective suit. Hey, Clover! Clover, can you hear me? You don't need to yell. Huh? These helmets must have a radio. We should have realized that earlier. How else would we have been able to talk to each other after we put them on? Oh, yeah. I guess the excitement of the moment did everything. It looks like you guys are locked in there. I tried to open the door, but it wouldn't budge. So what should I do? Can you look around and see if there's anything useful? You mean over here? Yeah. You can direct Clover by clicking objects on the other side of the glass. Cool. What's the gauge say? It hasn't changed. It's showing the pressure on this side, 1.5 atmospheres. Hey, Sigma. What? Doesn't it look like there's something under that machine? Huh? Hey, Clover. Look under that machine. Here? Yeah. Do you see it? It looks like a binder. Yeah, I see it. Pick it up. Is there anything in it? Okay, hold on. This is... Hey, what is it? There's a piece of paper in here. A piece of paper? It's just like the one I found in the manual. Oh, no, wait, it's a little different. The picture's similar, but I guess it's not the same. What's it of? How do I explain this? Just post it against the window. I'll look at it. There are these color circles, and they're connected to other circles. Ah, you're not making any sense. Just bring it over here and shove it up against the glass. Right. Instruction manual for the inside of the pressure exchange chamber door. Okay, well I can't use that yet. Ha! This is perfect! If we could just connect the dots like this... Wait, I thought I couldn't. Because the pressure. We'll work until we've equalized the pressure. Okay. Sitting in front of the elevator, hugging her knees. Alright, well I can't get anything else from that. How do I activate the cable puzzle? I wonder if... Poke... Oh! Fair enough. It popped! Don't worry. I think that was the point. See? There was something inside. Is this a doll? Apparently it was inside the other Zero Jr. There was a Zero Jr. inside of Zero Jr.? Yep, this explains what that stuff on the floor was. Zero Junior doll. Okay. Huh. This thing's pissing me off. Well, I don't like it either, but we don't really have a choice, do we? If it's here, then it's probably part of one of these puzzles. No, that damn thing's not going to help us get out of this room. Just leave it. We can come back to it later. I think... Yep, Zero Junior in suit. That's not the shape of the doll. All that's left of Zero Junior. He gave his life for something. When he exploded, I think he bent this metal plate over here. Want to take a look? Ooh! Hey, the plate's rattling. Zero Junior's explosion probably knocked it loose. I think maybe we can get it off now. Give me a hand. Fine. Alright. Oh, it opened all of them. Alright. Okay. Seems like cables. There's something in here. There's a yellow one and a purple one. Looks like they're part of some kind of machine. Laser emitter yellow, laser emitter purple. Okay. Are there more? There are. There's more over here. They look just like the other ones we found. One's yellow and one's purple. Okay. Alright, so that's the cable. Hey, this won't fit. Take a close look at the color of the fitting. If the colors don't match, you can't connect. Oh, I plug it into the thing. At least that's my guess. Alright, and yaller. Alright, that turned it red. What was that? Maybe it's the pressurization system starting up. It should have enough power now. That was an accident. Good, maybe now we can get out of here. Alright, press it. Press the damn pressurization button. On it. Nothing happened. Oh. Repressurization preparation complete. Repressurizing now. 3, 2, 1. Look, the needle's back to normal. Thank goodness. Looks like we did it. Oh, back to the music I don't like. Alright, we've restored pressure. We should be able to use the door panel now. Just like when we came in, right? Let's go. No, not the memo. The archive. PEC inside. White, purple, yellow, pink, blue, green. White, purple, yellow, pink, blue, green. White, purple, yellow, pink, blue, green. All right. Okay, so white has to go this way to get to purple. Blue has to go this way to get to green. But yellow, pink. Wait, no. But how do I get blue to green then? Okay, blue to green. White to purple and yellow to pink. Wait, hang on. I've got it. Success! Good work. What's going on? Did you guys unlock it? Yeah, looks like it. Hold on, I'm opening it now. Okay. Welcome back. I'm glad you're okay. Thanks to you, Clover. We would have been toast without you. Thanks. Oh, that's okay. You don't need to thank me. Alright, back up we go. Can we take these off now? Yeah, I think so. I mean, we unlocked the door to the decompression chamber, right? Yeah, no point keeping the damn things on now. Off they go. Fair enough, don't need anything in the decompression chamber anymore. Ah, feels much better. Clover, you're drenched in sweat. Hey, you're not thinking creepy stuff, are you? He probably is, Clover. Of course not. Just put them back in the locker. Okay. You better not, like, smell mine or something, Sigma. I'm offended you would even suggest such a thing. It says 8 on it. Should I put the dressed up Zero doll here? It says 8 on it. Pattern on the display is the same as the pattern on the stomach of the stuffed animal wearing the protective suit. So 8. Click it to scan the pattern so the device can read the colors in the pattern. Once you have that, enter 3 number on the right side of the screen and press check. Okay, let's give this a shot. Green, blue, red, black, blue, yellow, purple. Should I have taken a picture of the Zero Junior doll's chest with that color pattern? God damn it. Oh, no. Okay. Alright, one says the one pattern is green and magenta on the outside of the thing, but there's no green in the one dot here. This is basically the split between the gold file and normal escape password. Can't remember which is which. Alright. Let's enter 2. Green magenta. No, there's no green magenta here. Alright. So 1, 2, 4. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. So I select green, and that makes 6. Blue makes nothing. Okay. Huh. I don't get this. Okay. Three number on the right side of the screen and press check. All right. Okay. Cyan, red, blue, yellow, magenta, black. Cyan, red, blue, yellow, magenta, black. Cyan, red, blue, yellow, magenta, black. Okay, so 1 star is 6. Okay. 2. Cyan, green, black, blue, yellow. Cyan, green, black, blue, yellow. Cyan, green, black, blue, yellow. 2. Alright, and cyan, green, black, magenta, yellow. Probably 3. Yep. Got it. Good job. You deserve a pat on the back. Don't patronize me. Hey, the color's changed. You're right. Main body of the machine. Tabs connected to it. Sun, star, sun. Okay. This is... looks like just like the passwords I found in the AB room in the infirmary. Sun, star, sun. Yeah, this ought to open that safe. Sun, star, sun. Where's the safe? This is the safe, right? Yeah. It's just like the ones I saw in the AB room in the infirmary. So we just type a password in here and it should open. Everything else looks the same. Sun, star, sun. Please be the key password. Yes! Okay. Whew! Hooray! It opened. Good job. Looks like there's a lot in here. Whoa, what is all that stuff? Hold on, I'll take everything out. Just be patient. Ooh, a memory card. Interesting. Let's see. First off, it's a map. It's a map. A map. It says floor B. The one we found in the infirmary said floor A. So that means floor A must be the top floor, huh? I mean, we took an elevator down to get here. Yeah, seems like it. Keep going. There's more in there. This looks like keycards. They've got moons on them. That means these must be the moon keys the announcer was talking about. There's 2 of them, just like with the sun key. You take 1, Tenmyoji. Huh? Why? You're a solo. Clover and I only need 1. Oh, right. Thanks. Okay, got a couple more things. What's this? Looks like a memory card. I feel like I've seen something like that before. But where? I wonder what's on it. Well, unless we can find something to stick it into, we won't be finding out anytime soon. Well, we can figure that out later. For now, we'll just take it with us. All we've got left is... the key! Is that the key to the exit? What else would it be? We should be able to get that door open now. Key found in safe. Come on, there's no time to waste. Let's move. Oh, that's the entrance. That's the exit. All right, before we exit the room, I'm gonna save. Gonna save. And I'm gonna go have a snack. So I'll be back in a few minutes, guys. Actually, I'm back. I just realized that I know the gold password. Green, magenta, blue, green, magenta. So it's going to be 117. Success! Huh? Did I solve it? Looks like it. I mean, the color changed and everything. Star, sun, moon. Okay. Huh? This one's different. You think it'll open the safe too? Well, no harm in remembering it. Star, sun, moon. Star, sun, moon. Whew! Looks like that did it. Gold file. Alright, now I'm gonna have a snack. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Let's get out of here. Excuse me. The lock for the door. It says lock. Let's go. Okay, right. Let's do this. 3, 2, 1. You found it! Excuse me. Is this another warehouse?
Looks just like the one on the last floor.
There's even a big old door in the same spot where the number 9 door is in the other warehouse.
True, but it's rusted over. I don't think it's opening anytime soon.
No lever to open it anyway, that I can see.
Well, shoot. We couldn't possibly open that with our bare hands.
Duh. How much do you think that thing weighs?
You'd have about as much luck trying to lift a pickup truck, even if it was unlocked.
Huh.
I want to know what those are.
Those white doors?
Are they chromatic doors?
Yeah, seems like it. I mean, look at this. It's one of those things that says lock.
Yeah, just like the ones next to the other chromatic doors.
So you're saying all the chromatic doors for the next round are white?
Yeah, they were different colors before, but...
Guess things have changed for this round.
Before we could discuss the doors any further, a familiar robotic voice crackled over the speakers.
An ambidex gate has been opened. 45 minutes remain until ambidex game polling closes.
What?
One of the other teams opened the gate early.
What in the hell they do that for? We haven't even started back yet. Never mind, White. We just need to get back up there pronto. I'm worried about Quark. We need to hook up with Alice and Kay. The sooner the better.
Right, got it. We returned to the Flore warehouse to find only 2 people waiting for us. Kay, who'd gone through the red door, and Dio, who'd gone through the green door.
Where's Quark?
We took him to the infirmary. At the moment, Alice, Phi, and Luna are looking after him.
Is he all right?
I don't know if I would describe him as all right, but apparently his condition has not worsened, if that's what you mean. He is still resting. However...
Good. I'm going to the infirmary.
Tenmyoji, please, wait!
Tenmyoji ignored Kay and took off at a run through the yellow door.
Oh dear. He's gone. There was something I needed to tell him.
Yeah? What is it?
Well, it's not like it matters.
So wait. Does Sigma not have a voice in this game because his voice would be the same as Kay's?
The girls will just tell him when he gets there. He ought to calm down once he's seen the kid.
Clover and I looked at one another, eyebrows raised.
What are they going to tell him?
Well, you see...
What?
You found virus medicine in the laboratory?
Interesting! We've never been in the laboratory before.
Yes. Unfortunately, we found only a single vial.
So Quark is going to get to actually do things in this timeline. Then we can cure Quark's Radical 6.
So it would seem.
Well, I guess we should head over to the infirmary and see how he's doing. Come on, let's go.
Right behind you.
He should be fine now. It might take some time for him to recover fully, but the worst is over.
Finally, in the final branch, we get to see something with Quark. Took long enough. Luna... How funny is it that it took me till the final branch to actually see something with Quark? Luna's voice was quiet as she stepped back from Quark. She held an injection gun with an empty vial. Delicately, she placed it back in the cabinet. Quark had been laid out on a crude cot and was still sound asleep. His breathing was even, and his expression was peaceful. He looked like any other child, sleeping soundly after a long day of doing whatever it is children do to amuse themselves. You're not that old, Sigma. How have you forgotten what it's like to be a kid? Actually, no, I stand by that. He's got fake memories. How does he not, or even real ones, how does he not remember what it's like to be a kid? Any trace of the insanity he'd shown earlier was nowhere to be found.
Is he really going to be okay?
Yes, we analyzed the vial and confirmed that it was definitely Excelivir. Now that I've administered it,
The Excelivir should eradicate the virus completely given enough time, right?
yes, that should be the case.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, what a relief.
Things are looking pretty sketchy there for a while, that's for sure.
I felt some of the tension disappear from my shoulders, and I let out a breath I hadn't realized I'd been holding. We weren't out of the woods yet, but at least Quark was safe. Oh, Quiet Man, you missed some shit. Shy, fill Quiet Man in for me. Tenmyoji let out a long, shaky sigh and lowered himself onto one of the empty beds. He rubbed his hands wearily across his face, and I thought I saw the glint of tears.
Alice, you and Kay, I don't know what to say other than thanks. You saved his life. I don't know the words to tell you how much that means to me.
Oh, please. It was nothing, really. We just happened to be the ones who went through the red door.
Where is Kay? He's not in here.
He's still in the warehouse. Dio and Kay stayed behind.
They went there to wait for you guys while we came back here. We figured someone should explain what was going on so you wouldn't come back to an empty warehouse.
Everyone's really calm for an AB game having started and we only have so much time. Because it hasn't been explained to Clover, Tenmyoji, and I that there's a penalty to not voting. So Dio and Kay were the ones who opened the AB gates?
Not both of them. There was only one door open.
Well, we should get back and tell them how Quark's doing. Kay will want to know at least.
Yeah, you're right. I nodded and headed back toward the other side of the room. I was nearly there when Tenmyoji suddenly spoke.
That's right.
Huh?
You know that memory card we found?
Oh, yeah. This thing?
Yeah. I think I know how we can take a look at what's on it.
Oh?
What? You don't remember? There was a memory card just like it that we used to solve the puzzles in here.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he's right. There's a slot next to the screen. It should work for this one, too.
Oh yeah, there it is. Right, yeah. Well, let's give it a shot.
Yeah, I want to see what's on it.
Okay, just give me a minute here. I slid the card into the slot next to the screen. No sooner had I done so than an image of a waveform popped up on the screen.
Is there an audio file on here? Why don't we turn up the volume a bit?
Luna tapped a few things on the screen, and a bar began to move across the screen. Before long, a voice drifted out of the speakers.
This is Control. How's it going over there? Bet you missed the sound of my voice, huh? Well, I gotta be honest. It's getting pretty lonely over here, too. Feeling kinda like howling at the moon, lone wolf style. Speaking of which, I'm looking at it right now. The old girl is beautiful. Never seen a moon this full. And that color. Whew. Tonight's that eclipse, remember? What a way to end 2028, huh? The moon's this amazing red. If it wasn't so beautiful, it'd be kind of ominous. Wish you guys could see it too, but... Sorry, forgot. You're supposed to be on Mars, aren't you?
Excuse me?
So, how are Phobos and Deimos looking right now?
Excuse me?
Sure, hope I'll get to look up at them someday, too. Anyway, over.
Is that Sojiro's voice actor?
Hey, something wrong? Talk to me, guys. What, you gonna play hard to get because we haven't talked in so long? Enough jokes, all right? Knock it off. Where are you guys? Is there something wrong with the radio? You're saying everything's green? Well then, what the hell's going on here? Why aren't they responding? No, the video feed's online. Look, you can see all 9 of them, 3 at each table.
Ooh.
What? Someone hacked our feed? What do you mean this isn't live? An old clip on repeat? Who would do that? What in the hell is happening here? This is Control. I repeat, this is Control. Please come in. I'm asking you to respond.
This is...
Oh, thank God. You really had me worried there. What happened?
6 of us are... dead.
What?
Counting myself, there are only 3 left.
How? Why are...
They were killed.
What?
I guess you could say I killed them.
Ooh.
No, that's not quite right. Not just them. Not just these 6. All of them. All 6 billion.
Shit.
Soon, I will have killed 6 billion people.
Ooh.
Are you there? Respond! Damn it.
Interesting. So they're part of Free the Soul, I guess. Or she is, anyway.
This is Control. I repeat, this is Control. We have an emergency situation. We have an unconfirmed report of 6 deceased test subjects. Deploy rescue and escort teams to the test site immediately. Shit. What the hell happened in there?
Is that it?
Yes.
What on earth was that?
Okay, so I'm guessing I was right, and we are not at the end of 2028. We're later. Any ideas? I got only frowns and shaken heads in response. Only one person showed a reaction other than stunned confusion. Tenmyoji. Long after the audio ended, he stared at the screen, deep in thought.
Do you know something, Tenmyoji?
Yeah, I think I know what that was. It's It's probably a transmission from the Mars mission test site.
Mars?
I'm sorry, what?
You mean some kind of space travel?
What kind of test site was it?
Did you know that the government is developing spaceships with particle annihilation engines?
"2028, everybody!"
These ships would be able to get humans to Mars a lot faster than old chemical rockets. But they don't want to just send a manned Mars mission off half-cocked. That was the idea behind this test. They built a whole complex on this old Air Force base in Nevada. The idea was that it would be a simulation of a manned mission to Mars with a crew of 9 men and women. They'd monitor the whole thing and use that data to plan the real mission.
So what we just listened to was a transmission from that project?
Yeah.
Why is something like that here?
Don't know why. We found it in the safe. No explanation. Dollars to donuts, it's got something to do with Zero's plan.
It's been a lot longer than the end of 2028.
You mean we were meant to hear what was on that card?
Yeah.
It's all very interesting, but how exactly do you know about all this?
That's a good question. Tenmi OG?
Oh, about the simulated Mars mission?
Yes.
I was involved with the project.
So that explains why you're here. Involved?
The intent was to create as accurate a simulation as possible. That meant we'd need to simulate the radio silence we'd experienced during conjunction.
What's a conjunction?
It means two things in space are close to each other. In this case, we're talking about a superior conjunction, where Mars and Earth are on the exact opposite sides of the Sun. So unless we've got some sort of relay, there'll be a period of time where we won't be able to communicate with each other. What we heard on that card was when the simulated conjunction was scheduled to end.
That's when they died.
No, we don't know that. They could have died long before that conversation. All we know is that's when it was discovered.
So 6 of the test subjects died, right?
Yeah.
Well, do you remember what she said? There was something about how she didn't just kill 6 people. She said 6 billion. What the heck did she mean by that?
Just what the hell happened there?
Tenmyoji frowned and looked down at the floor. We were all silent as he paced slowly back and forth across the room. At last he stopped, raised his head, and spoke. Are we actually getting Tenmyoji backstory in this timeline?
The truth is that there's a chance a virus escaped from the test site.
A virus? Wait, you don't mean...
Yeah, Radical 6.
What? How can that be?
I'm just telling you what I know, okay? Nobody's sure how Radical 6 got in there in the first place, but one of the subjects might have been infected when they entered. Or the virus itself might have been an intentional part of the simulation.
Okay, whoever would... The virus being part of the simulation would have been done by somebody looking to sabotage it.
The test site deaths became the index case for a pandemic. Anyway, prevailing wisdom says it got out somehow. And once it was out, it spread pretty quick. All across the planet.
Oh, boy! So you have been keeping mum about what you knew in every timeline except this one. 'Cause you know about Radical 6.
And it killed 6 billion people?
No, not directly. Best numbers put only a third or so of those deaths as directly caused by Radical 6. The other 4 billion died from the collapse caused by the deaths of that first third. The whole world just fell apart.
How long has it been, Tenmyoji? Wow, damn. I have a lot of questions. I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start knowing where to start. Well, no, take that back. Explain that date. Unless I heard this wrong, the day the Radical 6 got out was December 31st, 2028.
Yeah.
But the day I got grabbed by the guy in the gas mask was December 25th, 2028.
Me too. Christmas Day.
I was kidnapped on Christmas too.
Clover and I were taken 3 days earlier, on the 22nd.
Yeah.
Then you see what I'm saying, right? That recording was made close to a week after we were all picked up. What the hell is going on here? That thing is from the future.
You see,
minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
No, tell me, Tenmyoji.
All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally.
We're out of time. We need to go back to the warehouse.
Wait, you haven't answered...
Don't care. I need more than 10 minutes to explain everything.
You better explain when we get out of here.
Half-assing it is just gonna make you more confused. Now get moving. It's
But...
enough! Shut your damn hole or I'm picking Betray!
Hey, come on now.
Well, shit.
Fine. Do what you want, but I need to get back to the AB rooms. I'd like to stay with Quark. He seems to be doing all right.
I'll stay here with him. Vi can do the voting for our pair. I can trust her. Is that all right with you?
Yeah, sure.
Well, if you'd be willing to do that, I'd be much obliged. Thanks, Luna. Take good care of him.
Of course. I'll make sure everything goes fine.
He is way calmer in this timeline. Tenmyoji gave her one last nod, then turned and dashed out of the infirmary. Alright, we're gonna do the Betray timeline first. Well, that's that, I guess. We should probably be going too.
Yes. We'll just have to wait to hear the rest of what he has to say later.
I'd rather just get it all out in the open now, but there's not much we can do.
Let's get going then.
Yep, Quark being safe helps a lot. We returned to the warehouse to find only Kay. I explained what had happened with Quark, then glanced around the room. Hey, where's Dio?
He has gone into his AB room.
Already?
Indeed.
Then he opened the first AB gate, right?
Of course.
This is bad. I won't be able to talk with him. This is going to limit my choices.
You've only got one BP left, don't you?
Yeah. Luna's the same.
If Vi chooses Ally and Dio picks Betray...
Phi and Luna will be penalized.
I don't have a choice. I'll have to pick Betray.
Yeah?
The risk with Ally is just too high.
Yeah. Hey, Alice, don't you have one BP too?
That's right. But Kay and I will be playing against Quark.
And he'll just default to Ally. I guess you don't need to worry about getting penalized then, huh?
But what if Alice and Kay choose Betray?
You needn't worry. That will not happen. Even though, as you have told me, Quark is recovering, he is still weak. Moreover, he is only a child. To betray an innocent child would be...
Yeah, that would be unthinkable. Even if you ignore his age or condition. It's hardly fair to take advantage of someone who can't vote.
So you'll vote to Ally?
Yes.
Of course.
Well then, shall we go?
Yes.
Kay and Alice nodded to one another and disappeared into the AB room second from the right. Without saying anything, Phi turned and walked into the room just left of theirs. That left only myself, Clover, and Tenmyoji.
Do you remember what you said to me when you chose the blue door? Something about how you'd convince me to choose Ally? Seems like now would be the time to let me know how you're going to convince me.
Well, it's not that complicated. I promise you that Clover and I will vote Ally. That's it, pretty much. Oh, this is gonna hurt when I choose Betray.
And you figure I'll believe you because you've only got one BP. Once you've told me that you plan to ally, I won't be able to choose Betray. Since, if you're telling the truth...
You'll kill me.
Not a bad plan, but it assumes that I've taken killing you off the table. Seems like a risky bet for you. And why
I
is
disagree. Clover's BP is 6. If you ally and we betray, then she'd have enough points to escape, right? She could run off through the number 9 door as soon as this round is over.
I'd never...
That's easy for you to say, but think about it from my perspective. Sure, you might not, but you also might. If I guess wrong, that's a pretty big loss for me.
Well, what if Clover tries to seduce you to get what she wants?
Not gonna work, buddy. What?
Huh?
That's just an example. What I'm trying to say is that once you two are in that room, Clover might try and make some sort of bargain with you. I'm asking what you're going to do if that happens. Are you sure you'll still choose Ally?
Seduce me, huh?
Hey! What are you staring at, you perv? There's no way on earth I'd do anything like that! Ugh! As if! In your dreams, creep!
Yeah, Sigma is a bit of a creep. Well, that's that then. Not gonna lie though, I'm a little disappointed. Shut up, Sigma!
So I can trust you. You're gonna choose Ally.
Yeah.
You can trust us.
Promise.
We
Of course.
All right. I guess I'll vote Ally too then.
Oh God. It's good. All right, we'll get Betray out of the way. We'll get Betray out of the way.
Well, looks like we don't have much time left. I'm trusting you.
I'm trusting you too. Tenmyoji gave us a curt nod, then turned and strode into the second AB room from the left. Right, well, let's get to it.
Yeah.
Alright, let's get it out of the way.
Hey, Sigma, I wanted to ask you something.
What's up?
Could you pick Betray for me?
What?
I mean, I could try and, like, tackle you.
What is this voice you're putting on, Clover?
But you're so big and strong, you'd probably just throw me on the ground and that'd be it.
Yeah, well,
So I thought I might as well just ask you really nicely. Oh, I mean, I'd be happy to, pay back. If you just pick Betray for me, then I'll listen to anything you say.
Oh, picking Betray feels even dirtier now. Anything?
Yeah, anything. So think carefully, okay? If you choose Ally, you're trusting him with your life.
Yeah, if he chooses Betray, it's all over.
Uh-huh.
God. Fuck you, Clover, you manipulative bitch.
Are you really, really sure you can trust that old fart?
Hey, now, that's not very nice.
The only safe choice is to pick Betray.
But if he chooses Ally and we don't...
Then I'll have 9 BP. But you don't need to worry about that. Even if I do get 9 BP, I won't just go and open the number 9 door all by myself. I mean, Alice wouldn't have 9 points yet, and I can't leave her behind. Please, will you pick Betray?
20 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
The voting machine was in front of me. I didn't have much time left to think. Would I keep my promise to Tenmyoji and pick Ally? Or would I betray him for Clover and...
If you just pick Betray for me, then I'll listen to anything you say.
Why are we getting a flashback to something that happened 45 seconds ago? In the end, there was only one possible answer.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, let's get it out of the way.
Round 2 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
Alright.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
All right, so Clover is going to be instructed by Alice to leave and get help.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
So, that's how it is, huh?
Yeah, I know. We'll reset the timeline in a minute, Tenmyoji.
Promises are made to be broken, I see.
Sorry, I just couldn't bring myself to trust you.
I could have chosen betray and killed you. That was a possibility.
Yeah. After all, you did choose betray in the last round.
That was a completely different situation. Well, in any event, your idiotic paranoia has given Clover 9 BP. How do you intend to deal with that?
Don't worry, she'd never try and open the...
Really? Then what's that?
Huh?
Look, I believe she's standing in front of the number 9 door right now.
What the hell? No way. Alright, fuck, bye.
Oh, the number 9 door.
She opened it.
Shit!
Clover, what the hell are you doing?
Sorry, Alice gave me an order though.
Clover, you have to get out of here and call for help. My BP's down to 1. I'll have to play the AV game at least 3 more times in order to get to 9. If someone beats me to it, then we'll be trapped here forever. That can't happen. I am giving you an order as your commanding officer. Escape.
What about the promise you made me?
Promise?
You said you'd listen to anything I said.
So, I am, aren't I? I can sure hear you well enough.
Oh, technicalities, huh?
Every little word is reaching my ears, isn't it? What?
You...
Were you thinking of something gross? You're a perv.
Hey, come on now. This is a lost in translation thing? How?
The number 9 door has been opened.
In the Japanese version, the phrase she uses in her promise is one that's used casually as an affectionate/seductive expression to mean the speaker will do anything that's asked of them, but does literally mean I'll listen to whatever you say.
It will remain open for 9 seconds.
I mean, that's kind of how it worked in the English version, too.
Anyway, I did what I promised, so I'll be heading off now.
Clover!
Clover!
Fucking bitch! You're not getting out of here!
Dio leapt toward Clover with a roar, but she danced quickly aside, dodging his punch with ease.
Bye, guys.
With a last carefree grin, she leapt through the number 9 door. Alright, bye. Everyone turns to Sigma and starts punching him.
The number 9 door has closed. This ends the nonary game.
Yeah, you missed the Clover and K endings. So you missed some shit.
Thank you for your participation.
Don't worry, it'll be up on YouTube tomorrow.
As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked. Escape is not possible. Please enjoy your stay.
She's gone.
Shit.
All we can do now is wait for her to call for help.
Help, huh? Let's hope there's still someone who can.
What's that supposed to mean? Tenmyoji said nothing, just shuffled off through the yellow door and out of the room. Alice gave her an order to leave and get help. A cold silence descended on the rest of us. It was a silence that promised to remain for a very, very long time. Game over. All right, let's do the other branch. Let's ally.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Okay. So this isn't a game over because Sigma dies.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
Looks like you managed to trust me.
Well, it seems like I made the right choice.
Only did what I said I would.
You really helped me out.
I can
Thanks.
say the same thing. No need for thanks.
The corner of his mouth twitched into a grin. I felt myself smile a little in response. Clover, on the other hand, looked less than pleased.
That was a bad choice, Sigma. And after I told you I'd listen to anything you said.
Alright, so is everyone gonna die before we get Tenmyoji's explanation, or do we get some exposition in this branch?
Oh well, whatever.
She sighed heavily, shot me one last annoyed look, and stalked off. Across the room, Dio and Phi were already confronting one another over their own results.
You tried to kill me and Luna. Can't say I'm surprised.
Now, don't give me that. You knew exactly what I was doing. I knew you weren't stupid enough to pick Ally. You'd defend yourself with Betray, just like I would. Wait, where's Luna?
In the infirmary, looking after Quark.
Is that where Alice went to?
Alice? No, she went into one of the AB rooms with Kay.
Yes, we did indeed enter together. When the doors opened, however, she left, somewhat unsteadily, in the direction of the cyan.
Oh, Alice! Alice is infected!
She left the warehouse?
Indeed.
Without even checking the results?
Correct. There was little reason to check them.
Yeah, it's not like Quark was gonna betray you.
Indeed.
And you two still choose Ally. Man, what a pair of bleeding hearts.
If you say so. Being mocked for my compassion is a small price to pay for retaining my humanity.
Where did Alice run off to?
While we were in the AB room, she mentioned being quite tired. Perhaps she went to one of the cabins to rest.
Oh, well, I guess that would make sense.
An ominous rumble filled the warehouse.
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 3 of the Ambidex game will be the Star Round. Star keys are required to open the gates.
I think this is the furthest we've made it in the game with everybody alive.
There is no set limit on usage of the star keys. The ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
We can open the gates as many times as we want?
That means the star keys can be used to play the AB game any number of times. If I understood that announcement correctly, that is.
Hey, didn't Zero Jr. say something about this?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically.
The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit too.
Yeah, he did. Can you guys all show me your bracelets? I want to see what all our colors and groups are this time. Within moments, a series of wrists were extended for me to examine. Huh? It looks like all the colors are weird. Clover's a cyan pair and Phi's a magenta pair, but Tenmyoji's a yellow pair.
The three solos are red, green, and blue. K's red, Dio's green, and you're blue.
Then how are we supposed to group up for the chromatic doors? I think they're going to be white this time.
Ah, yes. Dio told me about them. Very interesting.
Yeah, they're white, all of them. I had a good look while I was waiting for Sigma to show up down in the warehouse.
You should have seen them then too, Phi.
Yeah, I did. You're talking about the doors in the Floor B warehouse, right?
Yeah, so lay it on us. How are the groups going to shake out this time? Phi nodded and began to explain. Option A. Tenmyoji, yellow, and me, blue, would form one group. Phi, magenta, and Dio, green, would form another group. Clover, cyan, and K, red, would form the third.
Huh? Wait, you mean there's only one option?
Yeah. There's no other way we can group up to make white. Alice, Luna, and Quark aren't here to show us their bracelets, so we don't know for sure what their colors are. But it's pretty clear they'll all be pairs, since none of the pairs here have a partner.
So they'll be yellow, magenta, and cyan, right?
Right.
Alright, what now? We've got plenty of time until those white doors open.
Now Tenmyoji exposits at us. Yeah, about an hour it looks like.
I'm gonna go find Alice.
Of course. I'll come with you then.
Clover gave her a shrug, and the two of them headed out through the cyan door.
Do I really need to say it?
The infirmary, right? You're going to go check on Quark.
Yeah.
He gave me a nod and trotted out through the yellow door. That left only three of us, Dio, Kay, and myself. What are you guys going to do?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna head over to the lounge and have a drink. You want to tag along, Kay?
Are you making fun of me? I find it rather hard to drink with this mask on.
Ah, right, of course. My bad. Well, I'm out. Later.
So do you guys not remember? Well, no, Kay and Dio weren't there for the Tenmyoji explanation. With a lazy wave of his hand, Dio slouched off toward the magenta door. It took me a moment to realize Kay was following him. About to murder him.
Hey, what is this? You following me?
No, you must be mistaken. I hope to investigate Floor B further. There are still several rooms I haven't visited.
Okay. You don't have to tell me your life story. See ya.
Their conversation ended as they reached the door and stepped through it, and Dio never made it to Floor B. All right, what should I do?
Tonight's that eclipse, remember? What a way to end 2028, huh?
So you said the name of the voice actor for the this call, but I didn't recognize the name. Is that Sojiro's voice actor from Persona 5? Of course. I need to get the rest of that story out of Tenmyoji. The words were scarcely out of my mouth before I set off at a dead run down the hallway and toward the infirmary. Yeah, it's Sojiro. Cool. I'm proud of myself for spotting that. Huh? There's nobody here. The room was completely empty. I edged forward and peeked around the partition. There he was, Tenmyoji. He voiced the detective in the Apple Banana story in the very first stream? Did I notice it then? He was standing next to Quark, apparently oblivious to my presence, looking down at something in his hand. A picture? I must have made some small noise because he suddenly looked up, saw me, and hastily shoved the photo back into his pocket. What was that? It was a photo of something, right? Was it yours?
Forget it. It's got nothing to do with you.
But all of the stuff we had with us when we got grabbed was taken away. Why were you hiding it?
Why should I tell all of you about one measly photo?
Anyway, where's Luna?
I asked her to leave. I wanted to be alone with Quark for a bit. So, why are you here?
'Cause you got some splaining to do, mister. I wanted to hear the rest.
The rest of what? What the hell are you talking about?
I'm talking about that simulated manned mission to Mars. We heard that recording about it.
I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
Why the reticence? Why the change of tune?
I'm getting old. Memory's not what it used to be. Seem to be forgetting a lot of stuff lately.
God damn it! We were on the verge of learning shit! Hey, nice try, pal, but you're not getting away with it this time. You remember something, all right. You remember so much, you told me it'd take way more than 10 minutes to tell it all.
You really sure you want to know?
Yes. Huh?
Maybe I'll tell you, and then you'll regret it. Maybe you'll wish you'd kept your fool mouth shut. Just think about all the hopes you've got for the future, and all the happy memories of your past.
Better than ignorance, man.
What if what I have to tell you makes everything you've ever believed ring hollow, and the whole world just crumbles around you? You sure you want that?
Hey, come on, you don't need to threaten me.
This isn't a threat. I'm being honest here. Are you really, truly prepared?
Yes. Well, of course. I never got the chance to say I am. Before I could, Phi exploded into the room, her face a mixture of anxiety and fear.
Good. There you are.
Did something happen?
Alice is... Look, just come with me, all right?
You could say the word dead, Phi.
She's in the number 2 cabin.
Without waiting for a response, Phi spun around and ran back out of the room. Tenmyoji and I exchanged a quick, confused look, then leapt up and took off after her. All right, is it the knife or the scalpel this time? It's the scalpel. She killed herself. Alice! The first thing I saw when I stepped through the door was the blossom of red on her chest. It felt as if I'd walked straight into a brick wall. I stopped short, my body refusing to move. No, why did this happen? I forced one shaking foot forward, then the next. My legs began to buckle, and I put a hand against the wall to steady myself as my heart thundered in my chest. Calm down. Calm down. This looks pretty bad, but you don't actually know anything yet. Yeah, that's right. Maybe it's not too late. Maybe we can still save her. Phi, Alice is really attractive. I just realized I'm bisexual. Sigma definitely walks into brick walls in his free time. it's a hobby. Everyone needs a hobby. Then at last I pressed my fingers to her neck, and those hopes were dashed. No pulse. Clearly she wasn't breathing either. Her pupils had dilated hideously, making her face seem somehow inhuman. No, it's not true. Why? Then I noticed it. All the blood must have distracted me, but now I saw that there was a scalpel buried in her chest. Judging by the position of its handle, she had been stabbed through the heart. I felt a sympathetic twinge of pain in my own chest. My stomach lurched. Bile and hopelessness rose up in my throat. I stood, hands balled tightly into white-knuckled fists, and took a deep breath. All around the room were the rest of the Nonary Games participants, except, of course, for Quark. I wanted to ask which one of them had killed her. Even if it had been one of them, though, there was no way they'd answer. All I could do was stare at each one of them in turn, asking myself, is this person a murderer? The looks they traded with one another suggested that I wasn't the only person wondering if they were standing next to a killer. She might have died from a gunshot and then someone left a scalpel in there to keep it warm for later. An unsettling silence filled the room. Clover was the first to speak.
Who did this? Say something! Answer me!
Please, Clover, calm down. We don't even know if she was killed.
Then what happened? An accident? You think a scalpel just dropped from the ceiling and stabbed her?
Cool it, kid.
You did it, didn't you?
Are you nuts?
Then who did it? Who killed her?
Clover, even if we assume that she was murdered, that doesn't necessarily mean the killer was one of us, does it?
Wait a minute. You went into the AB room with Alice during the last round, didn't you? Something happened in there, didn't it?
No, nothing happened.
Don't lie to me! There's no way Alice would just run off like that! She wouldn't leave me! Something happened! If she was going to leave, she'd tell me! She...
Hey, Clover. Don't you think just assuming Alice was murdered is jumping the gun a little bit?
How can you look at her and say that? Scalpels don't just stab people all by themselves! Oh, I see. I get it now. You're all in on it, aren't you? It wasn't just one killer. It was 6!
And then Clover murdered everyone with an axe.
No wonder you're so anxious to say this wasn't a murder.
Clover, please, just settle down.
Fine. Show me some proof then. Prove to me in 10 seconds that you didn't murder my friend, or I'm going to kill every last one of you bastards!
Yep, here it comes.
You're all going to die just like she did!
Hey, hold on a minute.
9, 8, 7,
Clover!
6, 5, 4.
Failed boob job?
Clover. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, to be continued. Okay, I was about to say, that's the game over? We don't even get to see Clover axe anybody? To be continued. Alright, let's look at this flowchart. That's a lock. This is the funniest TVC. Yeah, that's, huh. Man. Alright, did that open up anything? No, it did not. Okay. Okay. Looks like next time we're going with Dio. The idea of Clover just murking everyone in the room on her own is a pretty funny mental image, yeah. I do find it fun that Clover is fully confident she could kill everyone if she really wanted. Her and what weapon? Oh. With the training she's got, she probably doesn't need one. Okay, so, Shy, we've got 25 minutes left before the end of the stream. What say we stop here and we pick this back up with an extra half hour at the end, added on to the next stream later in the month? Because I think that's a good stopping point. Sounds good. Excellent. Definitely starting to get close to the end of the game. Yeah, there's only one tier 2 branch left to do. And then we get to this stuff. Probably 3 or 4 more streams, maybe 5. And then I assume this branch will start unlocking shit. At this point, it's going to kind of snowball. Yeah. Yeah, because we've butted up against blocks and dead ends and endings and this, where we need a password. Or no, we have the password. We need the ID. Any early is acceptable if you exercise for the day. Well, I might take a walk, but I might also just stream something else after this. Maybe Metroid Prime Remastered, I'm not sure. Yeah, we're coming up to the end of this. Alright, well, that's going to be it for right now. I may get back on and stream something later, but I'll read off my schedule for the next week and get off. Before I do, I would like to plug my Patreon. I make my living off of Patreon, which can be found either in the description of the YouTube video or with the ! Patreon command in Twitch chat. I make my living off of Patreon, and, I make enough to pay my rent and my bills, but I haven't been able to put anything into savings for the past 10 years. I finished March with $15 in my bank account. I finished April with more because of generous patrons, but I still haven't been able to put a ton into savings. I would like to actually have an emergency fund for medical reasons, for replacing stuff if I need to. And I just haven't had that for the last decade or so. So if you could go to my Patreon and pledge $1 a month, pledge $1 per stream, pledge anything in between. If you're rich, pledge $100 a stream. Change my life. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm grateful to everyone who becomes a patron, and you make it so that I can do this for a living. I really appreciate it. As for the schedule, tomorrow I don't have anything scheduled, so we'll probably do one of my floating games, either Metroid Prime Remastered or Final Fantasy II. Actually, no, I picked up Potion Permit the other day. We'll check out Potion Permit and then probably do a floating game after. Friday, we're going to be doing Scarlet Hollow for a patron at 2 p.m. EST. Saturday, we will, of course, be doing our weekly Final Fantasy XIV stream at 1 p.m. EST. Sunday will be Pyre, possibly finishing the game. Monday, we'll be doing Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney at 1 p.m. EST. Tuesday will be Advance Wars Reboot Camp at 1 p.m. And next Wednesday will be Zero Escape Virtue's Last Reward at 1 p.m. EST. Can we get a workout redeem eventually? I'm not sure how I'd prove that, considering I'm not on camera. But, I don't know. Alright, well, that's going to be it for right now. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. And I will see you next time.